virtually everything because it shortens the time of whatever I'm working on. Now, it also sometimes gets me into, if I'm bored, where I can spend 2 hours. Both Michael, you and Bill were speaking of gardening earlier, the landscaping plan and going through. And one of the things that it also will do for you is designing, right? Like interior design, using it as an arbiter between me and my wife, because oftentimes Kendra and I are a heck of a lot closer on what we want, but we seem like we're on opposite sides of the Grand Canyon. And using the tool for those kinds of things sometimes shortens it to where I get where I need to go sooner. So I go there sooner. And I like the fact, Burke, that you actually had a conversation. So
We'll
were
see
you
how it
typing
pans
or
out this
speaking?
afternoon.
Typing or speaking?
I'm still typing. I and I need to get more towards speaking, but I've never done talk to text because it just seems like it makes so many mistakes that I'm in the car, I just stop the car and do the text. But otherwise, I'm always typing with my thumbs. I need to get. Thank you so much. You've made me think, and I've been on both. We've all been on both sides of the wall on in the working and not working, and it makes me think of people that I haven't reached out to that aren't necessarily working that I should, because to your point, sometimes it's hard to say, "Hey, I'm lonely," or "Hey, I'd love to have a conversation." So why not be the proactive guy to reach out instead of waiting for that person to ask me? So I really appreciate that. And that would be a takeaway for me. So appreciate you being on the show. It was
Yeah,
great, great
absolutely.
conversation.
Thanks, Michael.
Yeah, just one last thing on that, Burke, is I found that even though I'm not in the working world anymore, I still need to put things on my calendar in order for those things to happen. So if I want to go to lunch with a friend, I have to put it on a calendar.
The other piece before you go, Michael, that I crossed my mind. You mentioned your wife a lot. His wife's name is Patricia. She was Mrs. Oregon. I don't know the year, but where her comeback cast, I think, and where she'd be very interesting if she'd come on is, besides winning that title, she now goes back and volunteers for, is it Mrs. USA, or is that right, Michael? Is it
Yeah,
Mrs.
Mrs.
USA?
World and Mrs. America.
Yeah, so she volunteers for them every year for like a week, helping with all the contestants. And she told me, gave us some details, but it'd be fascinating to have her come share some of that with us, because I know she's doing a lot of work to pass on what she gained from that experience to all these other people that are now participating in that event. So we didn't get to that, but maybe next time, or maybe we'll have Patricia join us one of these days.
Yep, you'll have to reach out to her and see if she's willing to do that. But I'm going to continue to tune into your podcast. Everything that you've talked about over the last few months that I've been watching have kind of hit home with me. So I like to learn more about AI, and the positive aspect of your podcast is really important. There's a lot of negativity in the world. So trying to stay positive is just a better place to be.
And it's cheaper than going to New Zealand.
Well, you know what? That's okay. For other people maybe, but I still would love to go there. So I'll make the sacrifice.
Highly recommended. Highly recommended. So, yeah. Great. Well, thanks, Michael. It was great to meet you and hear your story as well. The one thing I just wanted to kind of, from my perspective, close off with is AI is going to be different for everybody. How you're going to use it could be to, develop a new a new medicine, or, something like that. Or it could just be something, like Michael, you mentioned, conversationally, just having the, finding out something a little bit deeper if you're interested in that or whatever. So, I just encourage people to remember you don't have to have a PhD in AI to be able to use it. You can open your mouth and speak into it, ask a question, it learns about you, then you ask another question. So